We have a very busy meeting. We have some performances from our OLO guests. We'll be recognizing our scholarship recipients. And we also have 2 classification talks, so busy meeting. I'll keep my announcements brief, but I did want to give a little shout out here since I gave equal time to the Tri-Way, the Wayne Gold Bears winning the state championship. Congratulations to them. The flags are up, they're flying, they look great. Thank you to all of you. I know there's a lot of people that are involved in getting these up, so I appreciate all your efforts here. They'll be flying through the 4th of July. And your little tidbit for today in history is that today in 1983, NASA spacecraft the Pioneer 10 became the first craft to exit the solar system. So I had to do a little reading about that, and I found that I think it was about 2001 or 2002 that it stopped communicating. So you have to wonder where it's at. Quick reminder for the design committee of Oakville Park, there will be a meeting after this meeting up here at the front. So I'm going to turn it over to Secretary Lynn and the Secretary's report.
Thank you, President Terry, and welcome to so many guests here at Rotary today. Our Ohio Light Opera guests and our scholarship guests will be introduced as part of the program. Mary Beth Burns does have the traveling microphone for our other guests, and we'll start with Ann Smith.
Hi, my guest today is Zach West. He's new to the community development in January, and he is our sales manager.
And Bradley Inantuana.
Hi, everyone. This is my wife, Maddie. She's a guest here with me today, and she's been a teacher at Tri-Way High School for about 4 years.
Larry Smucker.
I have a table full of guests. Bruce Smucker, my brother, and my #1 fan. And Bruce Gunn, my daughter, Amy Weldy, who is the trainer for Worcester City School, and my great friend, Reggie Williams, who we went to high school. He's a Rotarian from San Antonio, Texas. And he was the first Black person to swim in the Orville Pool in the 1950s. I am from the Rich, would you like Edwin? I know him from the pool. He says he's my #1 backer. And he's always promoting my swim lessons. And my favorite all-time boss, Chuck Malton from Parks and Rec, who I have a lot to, person that I really like working for, and he's done a lot for me personally. Thank you, Chuck.
Joe Zeger.
My guest today is Stuart Stoffer, and he is the Wayne County Sheriff's Department attorney.
And Dee Videy.
I have 2 guests. My wife, Mary, who you have seen before, and Ohio Attorney General Dave Gibbs.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And one final announcement, the memorial service for Chuck Doherty will be this Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Moreland Church. President Terry.
Thank you, Secretary Lynn. Well, welcome to all of our guests today. We hope you enjoy today's program and the Fellowship of Wooster Rotary. So to kick off today, I'll ask Laura Neal to come up to the podium and give us a quick introduction of highlight opera performance. Laura.
Thank you, Terry. I am Laura Neal. I'm the Executive Director of Ohio Light Opera at the College of Wooster. And every year that aren't COVID years, we get to come and visit And this is one of those years that I get to say thank you to our artists who have given up part of their day off since they have been here since May 25th, their first day off officially. And so I'm going to ask that each of them introduces themselves as they're about to sing, and that way you will know exactly who they are. But I'm going to start off with introducing our Associate Music Director and our pianist, Wilson Sutherland. Thank you very much. And so please enjoy, and we do open on Saturday, this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Patterson, and this is my third year back in Wooster, Ohio. I'm so pleased to be here. I will be singing a song that probably needs no introduction, because I have the pleasure of being Dolly this song. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's highlight. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by. With the rest of them, I can hold my head up high, for I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna drive again, I'm gonna feel my heart coming alive again, before the parade passes by. Look at that crowd over there. Sit here, that brass harmony blowing. That crowd over there. If I feel my spirit growing. Those lights over there. Seem to be telling me where I'm going. The whistle blows, and the cymbals crash, and the sparklers light the sky. I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old guitar. For the rain passes by. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexa Lowry, and this is my first year at the Ohio Light Opera, and I am playing Cinderella. So I will be opening this Saturday and playing Cinderella. And this is like a little corner, which I'm sure if you've heard of the music, you probably know this song. And basically at this point in the show, Cinderella's gone home with her step family, and they've been driving her crazy, and then finally they leave, and she's alone in her own little corner, able to sing about what she does every day. I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my My name is Sadie Spivey, and this is Marcus Huber, and we will be singing the Love Duet from Pirates of Penzance. All is prepared, your gallant crew awaits you. Life never in tears, you cannot leave that right heart.
No, Mabel, no. A terrible disclosure has just been made.
thank you all so much. We really appreciate you coming here. We're really blessed in this community to have a theater group of this level in our community. So if you have not gone to Ohio Light Opera today, over the season, I would suggest you do that this year. So I know you have to leave us today, but thank you again. One more round of applause. Moving along in our agenda today, call Reinhard Flett to the podium. This year, Reinhard and James Fox co-chaired the scholarship committee, which is a lot of work, so I appreciate their efforts, and Reinhard's going to do some presentation.
Thank you, President Terry. Wow, who needs to go to New York anymore if they want to have good entertainment? That's awesome. I really love that. So today we have the honor to honor some of our scholarship recipients, and the ones that 5 of them were able to make it, others are either traveling or at work. And so I want to introduce to you first Corinne Kallio with her mother Melanie Jones. If you wouldn't mind standing. Corinne Kallio and her mother Melanie Jones. And as you will see later on, she actually got 2 scholarships, so but we'll go into the details. And then Mackenzie Wilkes with Melody and Doug Wilkes. And Kaylin McKinney with her mother, Chrissy McKinney. And Nathan Monastra with mother Jennifer Monastra and grandmother Jill Plant. And we have somebody who snuck in on us, Hallie Wilkes in the back with her mother, Chrissy Barr, if you wouldn't mind standing there. Thank you so much, and it's really an honor for you, for us to have you here. So we are going to talk a little bit about the scholarship. I don't want to bore you too much. You got so much for your heart already with the light opera, so I don't want to bore you too much, but just some rough numbers. We've had a record year of applicants. Almost 70 people applied for scholarships this year, and we were able to award 10 scholarships, and that's 1 in 7, which is a pretty good number. And I want to give special thanks to the Rotary Club Scholarship Committee, and I'll show you the names. Also to Cordell Smith, who is new at the Wooster High School as a guidance counselor. Also Lacey Neal, who's been doing this for a number of years now at Wayne County Community Foundation, and also, of course, our treasurer, Greg Long, for his assistance in finalizing all these awards. Now, here are the 70-member scholarship committee members. And I just want to thank you all very much for your dedication, for your hard work. And we made a lot of changes this year. Already we have saved almost 1,000 paper copies of applications. So we streamlined it a little bit. And it is my promise to you that by next year, your workload will be reduced at least by 50%, if not more. So that's James and I, that's what we're shooting for, to just streamline the whole process. So that's what we're working on. We try to be as efficient and effective as possible. And so the scholarships committee evaluations are based on different scholarship criteria, financial information, and school transcripts, as well as a biographical essay. And the requirements are a little bit different from one scholarship to another, but the biographical essay is very important, and applicants describe themselves, their achievements, their goals, and why they should receive the scholarship. And this is the most rewarding part for the members of the committee, reading those essays. It's very heartwarming. It's very touching when you read them. And you wish you could give every one of them an award. They're outstanding people, and I'm blown away by, even in this time where students had the hardest time going through the pandemic and all the restrictions and everything, that Wooster has been able to produce such a wonderful group of young people. It just blows me away when I read those. So just in case you want to join us next year, just want to let you know it's very rewarding. And I promise that I'll cut your hours from 8 hours to 4 hours next year. So we have altogether 10 scholarships here. They are listed. And I don't need to go into details, but we were able to award $18,000 worth of scholarships this year, together with the Wayne County Community Foundation. So the awards were handed out on Thursday, June the 2nd, when the Wooster High School graduated their seniors. Now, the first one was Gordon Griffin Rotary Arts and Jazz Scholarship. It is named after Gordon Griffin, a Springfield, Ohio native, and he passed away in 2020 at the age of 94. Many of you know him already, his biography. I don't need to go through all that. Just to mention that Gordon was a lover of art and jazz. That's why, especially for jazz, which led him to the New Orleans and other jazz concert locations in the US. And this scholarship is funded from his bequest to the Wooster Rotary. And the recipient is a lady you already met, Corinne Calio. Corinne is going to Colorado College for pre-medical studies. She has been involved in she was an honor roll since her freshman year. She's played music in the band, a marching band, freshman band, in the orchestra. She was involved in the yearbook production, and she was a part-time nanny for a family of 6 children. I think she's already learning how to be a really good mother. And she's been involved in lots of volunteer work, and she loves hiking. Colorado is the right place for you to go. I love hiking. And the next one is Leroy Helen and Adams Community Service Scholarship. It's named after Leroy Adams, and he was well known here in the community, was an outstanding African-American leader in this community. And the Leroy and Helen Adams Community Service Scholarship was established at the Wayne County Community Foundation by an anonymous donor to honor the lives of these civic leaders, Leroy Adams and his wife, Helen. And the recipient for that is Logan Brown. He could not make it today, but he's going to do computer science and game design, something they didn't even have when I went to school. And the next scholarship is William Bill Patterson Scholarship. That was awarded this year, and it's not awarded every year because we don't have somebody going to Northern Ohio University every year. So this year we were able to award that scholarship to Hallie Wilkes, who's here with us today, and congratulations to her. She is very much involved in sports and has been a leader in being a soccer coach and referee. And again, she's one of those outstanding students we have here. Then the next one is the Lee Culp Scholarship. William Lee Culp passed away in 2012 at the age of 95. You know, it gives me an indication that to be part of the Rotary Club really helps you to get older. Or reach a ripe old age. Wooster Rotary Club established the scholarship in his honor on June 12, 2001, and we are just honoring his commitment and dedication to the Rotary Club of Wooster. And our guest today, Nathan Monastra, received that scholarship, and he's also pursuing engineering. And he's been very involved in high school athletics, soccer, football, track, lots of stuff. Yearbook production, has been doing a lot of volunteer work as well. Very impressive guy. I have no idea how somebody can get a 4.298 GPA. So you may want to ask him afterwards. That's beyond the math that I know anyway. So, and now we're getting into the Rotary scholarships. And this is just named after the Rotary Club. And every year, 5 of those are awarded. The first one was Kellen McKinney, one of our guests today, and I'm happy to see that she's going to university close by, to Kent State University. She's very involved in social work and case management. That's what she wants to get into, and she's already working as a nurse, but she prefers to go more towards social work. I can't blame her for all the stuff that nurses had to go through during the last couple of years. And then another one is, the second one is Casey Lynn. She got the award. She has also been very involved in the community, and really, we are very happy to award the award to her, to the scholarship to her. And Molly Snyder also, who has been very much involved in speech and debate club and working at Chipotle, and she's a history buff, and she couldn't come because she's on another debate this week, on some tournament this week. And then we also have Mackenzie Wilkes. She's here today, also one of our guests, and she's studying biology. She's going to study biology and toxicology. Again, I don't think they had that one. No, dancing, cheerleading, ballet, and working at Drug Mart. So she's our cheerleader today. Congratulations. And then, as I mentioned before, Corinne has got second scholarship, the scholarship for the Wooster Rotary Club. And the last one was Sam Shapiro Scholarship. He was a Worcester Navy. Samuel Shapiro, he passed away at the age of 99. Again, it's good to be in Rotary. The Sam Shapiro Scholarship was established in 1997, has been awarded 25 times already for a total of $62,500. And the recipient is Noreen Samantha Amir, and she wasn't able to come, but she has also been incredibly involved in everything at the high school, in a lot of things, and is doing tremendous work. And we're so honored to have all these outstanding students that we've been able to be, or we are able to be part of their future by awarding them the scholarship. So I just want to congratulate everybody, and we're so happy to have you here. The 5 of you who are representing everybody who won a scholarship, and we wish you all the best for your future. You have done such tremendous work. You have accomplished so much already in your young life. It puts me to shame when I think back. So I'm really happy you're here, and we are so glad you could join us today.
Thank you, Reinhardt. I appreciate your leadership and James' leadership in this committee and all the committee members who helped. And congratulations again to all of our recipients. Like Reinhardt said, it's amazing when you read through some of these and see the accomplishments that these students have. So congratulations and good luck. All right. Well, I can't believe I'm staying on schedule. There's a lot of stuff going on. So next on our agenda, we're going to move over to a couple of classification talks from new members. So Larry, I'll ask you to come up to the podium. Our first classification talk will be given by Larry Smucker, followed by Brad. I knew I was going to pronounce your name wrong. I am Tuanum. Tuanum. So Larry.
Thank you. One of the things that I had often asked me if I'm somewhere, hey, Larry, are you one of the Smuckers? I said, my first job when I was 8 or 9 years old was picking up apples for apple butter for Smuckers. So I am a third cousin. One of the things about my life has been around kids and sports. And one of the things that I think is a great book, The Little Engine That Could. And it's so good in the fact that if a kid got down and out and said, I can't do something, it says in there, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can. So it's a lot about positive thinking. One of the things around kids, when I taught phys ed in Mansfield, I had 500 kids a week. When I taught swimming at Freelander Park for 30 years, I had some years 178 kids in competitive swimming. And in that process, we won 18 championships. And thanks for the great support of the Worcester community. And Joel Sesson is an example. I had thousands of kids in driver ed. And so some of your kids, the joy I'm getting now is some of the kids I own in private lessons are the kids of the kids I had. So that's been a great joy. I grew up on a farm in Orville. I went to Manchester College and got a degree in phys ed. And then I got 2 degrees from Indiana University one in master's in physical education, the other director's degree in physical education. Luckily for me, I'm in the Wayne County Sports Hall of Fame. Last week, I got elected to the Orville Sports Hall of Fame. So I really have had some wonderful things happen due to the support of my wife, my daughter, my son, who are all in education, and I'm proud of them. One of the things that's very important to me is the fact I had a lot of things when if somebody would have told me about what you can accomplish, I almost can't believe it. 2003, I got 2 hole-in-ones in the same round of golf. At Highland Fairways, where I was at in Florida, I was a coordinator for the senior games, people 50 and over. Our oldest participant was 104 years old. And he got the gold medal because he had no other opponents. And we won the community award for the most participants 13 years. And that meant a lot. One of the things on a side thing out of sports, I've been a big promoter for the Orville, Wooster, and the Lakeland, Florida Boys and Girls Club. And I've been a guardian ad litem. 2,700 kids in Polk County did not have an adult to lean on. And that's pretty sad. I helped raise $15,000 for the Lakeland, Florida Boys and Girls Club. And anyhow, those are some of the things that I did. Now, when I was in high school, I was a pitch hitter as a junior and I batted .444. And one of the things that was really special for me in Worcester, the mayor claimed in 2007 Larry Smucker Day for the city of Worcester. And one of the exciting things I had is I grew up with Bobby Knight. And my coach said, Larry, do you realize that when Bobby played football here, we had to teach him how to be aggressive? And I said, yeah, you think about it, he was an aggressive person, but not in football. My first job was at Wabash Northfield High School out of college. I was a line coach. I was an assistant 2 years. And in Ace, they fired the coach because we got beat 88-12. That's about the worst shellacking I ever had as an assistant. At age 24, I was hired as the head football coach. And it kind of scares me when I think about it now. I didn't think about it then, but we had to go back to the basics of football, blocking attack. So I had a meeting with the players and I said, all right, you guys, here's the football. And this kid said, hey, coach, could you slow up a little bit? You're going too fast. And I said, so anyhow, because we worked hard on fundamentals, that team that beat us 88-12, we were ahead of them 6-0 with 2 minutes to go, and it ended up in a 6-6 tie. And that was a great moral victory. The bottom line was when I was there 4 years, we won 2/3 of our football games, and we beat teams that we were never supposed to beat. And it wasn't because of me, it was because the kids worked hard on conditioning and fundamentals. I was lucky in high school, I had Bill Schunkweiler, who was a Hall of Fame coach at Orville, and he taught me how to condition and give it. One of the terms we use a lot is, you may not be great, but please give me your best shot. I want your best effort. So the greatest thing in sports is motivation. So anyhow, one of the things that I had when I went, well, I might tell you at Manchester College, I was a 4-year starter. I was all conference and I played offense and defense, not just offense. And I got the Rotary Mental Attitude Award and was a co-captain. But then I went to Indiana University. I had the greatest teacher and coach that a guy could ever have. And I can tell you this, I would never have done all the things I did if it wasn't for Dr. Jim Councilman, the Olympic coach. That man knew more about sports than anybody I knew. And he told us one time in our class, I have the best job in the United States. I have the best athletes. You guys are the ones that have to really coach. You got to take kids that are nothing and turn them into something. And he called it the X factor. You have to know how to motivate it. When you could take a guy like Mark Spitz and give him gumdrops to do better, and he's an Olympian, that guy knows something about motivation. So I really want to thank Doc Helseman for teaching me how to really work with people and what it takes to be a champion. But probably one of my great experiences was my buddy said, hey, Larry, you want to go to the baseball night at the Elks in Wabash? I said, well, yeah. Well, who's there? He said, well, Pete Rose. And I said, who's Pete Rose? He said, well, he's an up and coming center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds. Long story short, Pete came out to our school and he talked to the kids. I remember one of the kids said, hey, Pete, did you ever cuss? He said, yeah, I remember that one time I said, son of a Siberian seaman. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, Pete. But he came to me and he said, you know what? I'm going to speak at the Huntington, Indiana Elks, and I want to work out. Do you have some workout clothes? So luckily enough, he wore the same size shoe I did, and he wore my shorts and stuff and worked out. So I said, Pete, one thing Councilman taught us at Indiana was vertical jump is the measuring stick of how good an athlete you are. So I said, hey, Pete, you care if I take your vertical jump? No, what's that all about? 42 inches. He wasn't very big, but he went and scrimmaged with our JV kids and he out rebounded everybody. And he said, the Reds don't want me to play winter basketball, but I told them if they want a 260-pound center fielder, they're going to have to let me play. So he played in 2 basketball leagues. But another experience I had, one of my friends in Worcester here, Fred Colburn, said he's going to take the Hillsdale football job. And he said, I said, Fred, they haven't won a game in 4 years. That was in 1985. And Fred says, but I think they can do better. That was a great experience for me because the first year we won 2 games. The second year we won 6 and Fred got coach of the year. And I thought, well, that was a chance that, because I said to Fred, you know, we're friends and that's a good way to lose a friend, start blaming each other for it. My greatest Worcester story is this. I got a phone call from Lois Freeland, and you know who she is. She's she died last year at 104 years old. And she said, hey, Larry, I heard you could help me get my driver's license. I let it expire. And I said, well, Lois, I can't guarantee anything, but I can sure help you. I know what to do. I mean, I taught Joel Sessions, so I ought to be able to do something. So anyhow, she's taken these lessons and I said, hey, Lois, you guys have the Freelander Foundation. Chuck and Steve Matthew and I were working on building bleachers at Freelander Park. Would you be willing to make a contribution to the bleachers? She says, let me think about it. She said, you know what I'll do? I'm going to give you $10,000. At that point, the fund wasn't very much. But she said, I want to step further. I got a hold of Stan Galt, Don Noble, and the people who are charity minded. And you know what? We soon had the bleachers. That's how we got it. At the same time, a similar thing, Mary Oxenrider had a fund memorial to her husband, and she donated the scoreboard we have at Freeland Park. So at the dedication, Lois whispered in my ear, Larry, it's all because of your driver's lessons, you're getting these bleachers. So you know what, that I called it my $10,000 driving lesson. But you know what? I have to be grateful because in 2011, I had a brain tumor. And I was incapacitated for 7 months. But luckily, through a lot of effort and recuperation, I was able to get back and do what I was doing. And you know what? I gotta be the most grateful person for what I was able to do because I was just a farm boy for more. So, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Bradley? Next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bradley Yantuano, and I'm new here to Rotary, of course, to give my classification speech. I'll give you guys a little background, and then I'll get into what I do now, kind of how I got there and everything like that. So once I graduated high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, did all sorts of things. You know, internship with the county prosecutor, so I wanted to be a state trooper at one point. I've switched my mind time and time again. So ended up attending Tiffin University for about a year, majoring in government and national security. And then I joined the Ohio National Guard up in Swanton, Ohio, at the 180th Fighter Wing. Stayed there, was there for about 7 years and finished up my degree in government national security and got an associate's in human resource science, forget what it was called, but human resource science and from the Community College of the Air Force. And I just recently finished up my MBA in finance. But yeah, the path in getting there wasn't easy. You know, changed my mind a lot of times. I deployed to the Middle East for about 4 months. And I started having some big realizations when I was over there. You know, the first time I ran from incoming, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. This isn't, you know, I don't know. It's like I was newly married. I was like, this is too dangerous. I don't want to do it. And then, you know, it was during COVID too, and whatever else was going on. There was no freedoms at all. You know, someone always telling me what to do, and like I want freedom. I want freedom. So got home from deployment and took up a job in finance for a firm up in Akron. Did that for about a year, and it was safer, but there was absolutely no freedom. 60-hour work weeks on average, and it was just it was a lot. It was an absolute grind, but I did learn a lot. But while I was there, I was thinking, you know, I think I can do this myself at the most basic level. It's like, I think I'm going to start my own business. So I started my own business doing bookkeeping, tax, payroll. Started that in May of 2021. So we just been in business for a year now here in Worcester. So I've been doing that. I've had the freedom, but you know, the work has been a lot. Back to those 60-hour work weeks. It picks back up. You know, I don't think I'm going to get the best of both worlds. But yeah, so I've been I've been an outsourced accountant for small businesses here in Worcester and Tiffin, Ohio, for about a year now. I don't have a brick and mortar yet, just working out of the home office. And it's been going pretty well. I like it. The best part about the job is being able to help people succeed financially, you know, square it away for tax season, make it less stressful for them. You know, just help them move their money and so their business can grow. So yes, can't remember if I mentioned the name of my company, but it's Journey Bookkeeping and Tax. And operate right in here in Worcester. So that is my classification speech for you all. Thank you so much for your time, and it's a pleasure to be a fellow Rotarian with you all. Thank you.
Thank you both, Larry and Bradley. We always enjoy hearing from our new members. So thank you for that. Just a reminder for next week, our program will be Chad Bailey, our own Chad Bailey, with a program of 4-H in the Wayne County Junior Fair. So have a good week, Rotarians. We stand adjourned.
You got